All right, welcome to my stream. So, yesterday I didn't do my evening stream because ended up going to the hospital because my wife was having heart palpitations. So everything's good, but that's why I didn't jump on last night. So I didn't finish actually setting up my PC, gaming PC to work with my streaming PC. So I'm back and everything is good. So I'm going to be doing a shorter drum stream today. I'm actually going to be working on the Rebound and Rebound Canon, which you can find at jaredoleary.com. All this stuff is free, by the way. So you go to the drumming content, free drum lessons, and I'm specifically going to be working on Rebound or Rebound Canon. You can also find this under Technique, which is further down below, if you're interested in using either one of them. So Rebound is an exercise that allows you to work on your rebound, hence the name. So what I'm going to do is pull this up, and I'm going to start it at 90, just kind of demonstrate. And let's move this out. Wait, turn this up. Okay, so whenever you're drumming, there are some things that you need to consider for sound quality. So we need to consider the velocity of the actual stick moving. So if you are moving at an angle where it is slicing, it is going to give you a worse sound quality than if it is like going straight into the head. Actually, let me move my camera. Realizing it's a bit off. Is that better? Yes. Sort of. Okay, good enough. All right, so velocity when you are drumming is all about the speed in which the stick is actually going into the head and the specific direction that is going into it. So if you are moving and you are playing straight up and down, it's going to give you a different sound quality than if you're playing at an angle. So the more slicing that I'm doing, the less sound quality that I'm going to get out of it. Now, the amount of speed that is going from here into here is going to determine how much energy is transferred into it. So if I'm going at a slower speed versus at a faster speed, it's going to give you a different sound quality. And the same thing for your fingers. So if your fingers are squeezing the stick, it's going to transfer energy into your hand rather than into the drum. So if I relax and play at the same height, same speed, it's going to give me a different sound than if I'm squeezing the stick, okay? So rebound is an exercise that allows you to specifically focus on making it so that you are starting high and ending high, and you are moving as quickly as you possibly can with the least amount of tension in your fingers, okay? So the exercise that I'm going to be working on allows you to specifically work on that. So let's hear what it sounds like. Well, I play through it. I'm going to play through it as double stops. I'm going to use this to kind of warm up. So again, trying to play so that the stick comes up as quickly as possible. Ew, I am not warm. A little late on that second note. Okay, so that's the exercise. Now, while I'm doing this, again, I'm trying to go from the starting height into the head back up to the starting height as quickly as possible. You can, however, work on this at lower heights and focus on quick velocities while you are playing. But right now I'm going to do one more at a higher height, and then I'll start to lower it as I speed this up. Okay, so we're going to try this at 95. So I'll just scroll down into, description, and we'll go to 95, and go. Okay. So still playing at a higher height, and trying to stay nice and relaxed, while maintaining a fast velocity. A little slow there. Okay, now I'm going to try it faster. Let's lower heights. So again, trying to get as much velocity or sound out of the pad while I'm just doing it at a lower height. So I'm really focusing on getting a very quick wrist motion. I used to do this exercise with drum lines as kind of our way to warm up, as well as Rebound Canon, which I'll show you in a little bit. And I'll show you how you can use this on tenors. Left hand is slowing down. A little flamming there. A little fast. Again, focusing on fast motions. Okay. Let me get some water. I'm feeling parched. Which is actually the name of the song that plays at the intro. So it's in the style of a famous composer, and Parch, I believe is their last name. And so the song that I wrote is based off of another song that I listened to them, and the song Rhythm Song, a marimba, which I have right over here. And yeah, that's the intro song that actually plays when my stream starts. So random fun fact. Okay, so now I'm going to do this again, but I'm going to do it at 3 inches. And so I'm going to try it at 101. And again, focusing on a nice, full, big sound quality while playing low. So I'm not just playing relaxed, but I'm actually really trying to force each one of the notes to be as quickly as possible. Not squeezing the hands, just trying to play fast and loud. Timing's off. Flammy. All right, let's stretch. So that was the first thing that I played today. So now I'm going to stretch out. And so I'm going to take my sticks, move it under, go like this, follow through. Yeah. Gives you a nice, good stretch. Every time I stream, I'm like, wow, I really need to retape my sticks. And then I forget about it afterwards. Oops. Ooh, this is a good one. Needed this today. And let's go back out. Okay, if you're doing traditional grip, you can rotate like this. And kind of hold them there. I'm not doing that today. Okay, so now I'm going to stretch my hands. So I'm going to specifically stretch the underside of the forearm. I'm going to do both at the same time. Kind of leaning on the drum. Not trying to lean super hard. Not trying to pull anything. That would be bad. Don't do that. Okay, now I'm going to stretch the top side of the forearms. So do them both at the same time. All right, now I'm going to stretch the fingers. So I'm going to do thumb to thumb. Just kind of pushing each thumb into each other. This is like a thumb war with myself. Who's going to win? I'm going to win and lose. Ooh, this gives you a good stretch along here. Okay, next, index fingers, stretching. Middle fingers. Ring fingers. How long you hold really kind of depends on how your fingers are feeling. So if you got like really tight pinkies, you might need to hold it longer than your thumbs if they're nice and relaxed. I'm just kind of playing it by however my hands are feeling or fingers are feeling in that moment. All right, cool. So now that I've stretched, now I'm going to massage. So I'm going to go through and massage my forearms. Both the top side right here and the underside as well. So I'm doing like the thumb and the fingers massaging at the same time. If the rest of your arm is tight, then get up into the bicep, maybe even the shoulder. You might even need to stretch or like do some of this kind of stuff in order to help loosen things up. Because if your shoulders are tight, it's going to impact your arms. And if your biceps or your triceps are tight, that's going to impact your forearm tightness. And then that's going to impact your fingers and your hands and whatnot. So it all kind of like flows together. Starts from basically your core, your center, and moving its way out, the tightness. So if your hands are tight, it might not actually be the hands is the problem. Maybe it's your shoulders, and it's just kind of working its way down. All right. Make sure you do both arms. Now, today's stream is a technique stream, so I'm going to show you some different ways that you can use the rebound exercises to improve your sound quality, your coordination on the tenors, like doing crossovers, and then your limb independence with drum kit. Okay, so now I'm going to massage the back side of the hand while I massage the palm. Okay. And then I go from base to tip with the fingers. Still need to get myself a wedding ring since I lost mine at the river. Ooh, thumb's a little bit tight. Okay, now switch hands. Oh, yeah, my thumb's tight here too. Spend as much time as you need on each one of the fingers. Sometimes I only do 2 base to tip massages. Sometimes I do 3, maybe even 4. Depends on how your fingers are feeling. Every day is going to be a little bit different. Like when we were at the hospital yesterday, there was a person who crushed their fingers while working on their car. Their fingers were probably going to be a bit sore today. They didn't lose their finger, which is great, but they cut it and crushed it a bit. They probably don't want to massage it today. They should probably just leave it alone. All right. my hands feel better. So let's go back here. Whoops. I need to turn that off. It just tried to do a screen grab, so little explanation of how I actually do the thumbnails and the things that I share out on Twitter is I'll use the foot pedal while I'm just drumming, so that way it makes it look like it was taken from the stream, even though I haven't started streaming yet. And so I set it up so that the foot pedal allows me to do that capture, but it did the screen grab again while I was doing that. I don't want that. I want the foot pedal to actually just like go back and forth between these. Anyways, all right, so we're going to do this again. We're going to do this faster. So I'm intentionally going to play beyond what I'm comfortable doing, just doing double stops. So let's try 105. We might even go 110, 115. And I'm, again, trying to play quickly, so a quick velocity, in order to just focus on sound quality. Don't know why there's a snare at the beginning. Aiming for about 9 inches for my stick height. All right, so whenever you're doing these double stops on Rebound, it's very important that you get a popping sound so that both hands are hitting at the same time, as opposed to a flam sound where it's getting like that chop sound. So go for the pop. That is what you want to hear when you're doing this. You want to try and balance out the hands so you don't have like one louder than another. Okay, so that was kind of me shifting between right and then the left hand being too loud. You want to go for both hands, same height, same volume. Because you can have it so, like I was demonstrating earlier with the velocity, so that one hand is playing louder than another simply by changing how fast it's moving or how much you are squeezing the stick. So stay nice and loose. Itchy nose this morning. Okay. I'm going to lower the heights. I'm going to go for 6 inches, and I'm going to try 110. We'll see how this goes. Again, trying to push my hands beyond its limit, just so that way after I've kind of warmed up and stretched, that I'm just constantly trying to push the speed of my hands a little bit. So intentionally trying to find like a breaking point or where I feel uncomfortable playing. So it's 6 inches, but it's a fast stroke, as quick down and up as I can. This is all wrist. Slowing down slightly. Woo! All right. Cool. Now I'm going to try this at 115, and we're going to try this at 3 inches. This is definitely going to push my hands a bit. See how it goes. Stay tuned, folks. We'll find out. So again, it's going to be 3 inches, but it's going to be as quickly as I can going down and back up. Woo! Slowing down. No! Almost had it. Left hand slow down. All right. So again, this is all wrist strokes. So this is just doing like that. So it is not a finger technique where I'm trying to do something like this. It is simply working on wrist, power, and speed. Okay, now we're going to do this exercise again, but we're going to do it tenor style. So let me move this. And pull out my tenor sticks. And let's do overhead. So now what I'm going to do is the exact same exercise. However, the way that I'm going to focus on this is not just moving my stick up and down as fast as possible, but also doing a crossover as fast as possible. Whether I'm working on the stick over stick crossover like this, or wrist over wrist crossover like this, my goal is to get into that position as quickly as possible. So this is actually going to work on your pecs, interestingly enough, because you're going to be doing this quick motion, and you're going to feel it up here and on the sides that connect right with your armpit. Okay, so it's kind of a interesting motion where you're specifically working on that crossover speed from one hand to the next. Okay, so while I'm playing through this, I'm going to strike and quickly move to the next position. Whether it's a right hand crossover or left hand crossover, it does not matter. Okay, so I'm going to slow this down. Let's actually go to 70. And I'll start with just right over left the entire time. And I'm going to just focus on stick over stick. So again, moving as quickly as you can. It looks a little weird. Ugh. Talking's messing me up. It looks a little weird while doing this because I'm moving awkwardly because it's going as fast as I can from one position to the next. It's a little more stuttery than you might do if you were actually playing. My sticks look all messed up on my screen. This is really messing me up. That is so weird. I don't know what's going on here. I'm actually going to pause this real quick and see if it's actually demonstrating or if it's messing up as well on the stream itself. Let me pull this up. Because if so, I'd like to see why. Show me my stream. My channel. Go to here. Alright. Let's see what this looks like. So on my end, it's creating like a weird line across the middle of this. Okay, it looks fine on the stream, so that is interesting. My monitor, I guess the refresh rate or something is off. Because it's putting a line across here, and it looks like my stick is not connected to itself. Oh, that's so weird. Huh. Anyways, tangent. Okay, so I'm going to do this again. This time I'm going to do left-hand crossover. And I'm actually going to speed it up a little bit. So I'm going to go to 80. And this time I will try and not be distracted by my monitor being weird. So again, stick over stick. Left-hand crossover this time. Trying to move as quickly as I can. Just realizing I was going too far and almost doing wrist over wrist. Okay, and you can do this at any height that you want, if you wanted to work on full heights, etc. Now I'm actually going to do alternating crossovers and do wrist over wrist, so drums 3 and 4. This will be quite the pec workout. Again, trying to get over as quickly as you can. Ow, I keep hitting my knuckle. That's too quick for me at this point. I haven't worked on this in a while. I'm not getting far enough over. Quick enough. Okay. So when doing the wrist over wrist, at that distance, when you're doing drum 3 and drum 4, again, you're trying to move as quickly as you can to get to the correct position. And I was undershooting a little bit, which is why I was hitting some of the rim, basically. Or would have been airing it if I completely missed the rim. Now, when you're doing the alternating, you'll start with like right hand over, then the next time, left hand over. Whether you're doing this way, or this way, etc. This is also how you can work on crossovers, but we're just doing it as double stops. Okay, so it's a great way to work on, what was it, Blue Devils? I think it might have been 99 Shopping Spree. At the very end, they ended like this with the crossovers. So this is how you can work on it, just getting used to that motion without having to separate it like that. Okay, so it allows you to work on the sound quality to try and make these sound the same, so you don't have like right hand overemphasized while the left hand is just kind of playing a soft note. Okay, so when doing that, really focus on the hands sounding even. Let me rephrase that. So when working on these crossovers, you want to make sure that you don't have a flam so that the hand that's crossing over is louder than the hand that is underneath. But you actually want to make them so that they are the same height while doing the crossover and the same volume or velocity, etc. Okay? Cool. Let's do stick over stick again. I am going to alternate one more time, but this time I'm going to try it a little bit faster. So I'm going to go to 90. Okay. Here we go. Try and stay nice and relaxed. Make sure you breathe. Trying to remember to maintain the fast motion without overshooting it. You want to be all the way on the edges over here, all the way into like wrist over wrist. Okay. So when I'm doing that, again, I'm trying to go for that quick motion. If I were actually playing this for like show music or something like that, then I would be more than happy to just do a nice, leisurely, relaxed pace. But again, you're trying to focus not just on the velocity for the up and down, but your movement from one position to the next. Where this actually comes from is from 4-mallet technique. So if you use Stevens, with the Stevens grip, when you strike a note, your goal is to move over to the next note or interval as quickly as you possibly can. So you'll strike and immediately move over so that we can do a perfect downstroke, as opposed to like a slicing stroke or like a Julie Spencer technique where you like flick your wrist like upside down or something. So with tenors, while doing this, I'm trying to move as quickly as I can to the next position so I can go straight down, which gives me the best sound quality as opposed to moving over at an angle and slicing, which will cause the sound quality to not be as good. Okay, so that's the theory behind why with rebound you are intentionally working on a very fast motion from one crossover position to the next. Okay, cool. So that is how you can work on rebound with tenors to specifically work on your crossovers. Now I want to show you something else. I'm going to go back to the other set of sticks. And we're going to go back here to the website. We're going to work on a different exercise called Rebound Canon. It's the exact same thing. It's just displaced by a measure. Okay, so this is going to be an excellent way that you can actually work on drum kit, working on your independence. But I also did this with the drumline just to make sure that they could work on their rhythmic interpretation. So let's start at, I don't know, let's start at 70. So this is going to force you to do not only 2/3, but also 4/3 patterns. So we start with one hand. I'm going to put it on 2 different surfaces so you can hear how this sounds. Okay, so now it's going to go back the opposite direction. I messed up there. So again, I'm focusing on the velocity. Little late. Okay, so while doing that, that didn't sound great. So I'm actually going to do this again at 71. And I might need to slow it down if it continues to sound bleh. All right. A little bit better. Now, I was actually just thinking while going through that, what would it sound like if you did that as crossovers? So, if I were to do this. So, let's see, if I have from drum 2 to 3 and from 1 to 3. That's weird. That'd be a fun thing to work up. I don't know when you would ever need to use that, but I mean, you could impress your friends with it. Maybe. I don't know. Try it. Let me know. Maybe they'll just look at you and be like, why? Why? Don't do that again. Okay, I'm going to try this faster, and I'm going to lower the heights a little bit. And we'll see how it goes. So let's try 80. So this is how you can work on your 2/3 and 3/4 polyrhythms, which is great for drum kit. Off there. Now, another way you could actually work on this is you could go back to the original rebound exercise and just play like straight eighth notes and then play this like on drum kit. So you have like this on the ride or hi-hat or whatever, and then this on snare, and then you can just play through the entire exercise on the snare drum or on bass drum or whatever. So that's another way that you can work on limb independence. Okay, so I'm going to do this again. I'm going to do it slightly faster, and then I'm going to chop out and call it for the day, because I actually have a limited amount of time I can stream until my wife needs to use the drum kit and whatnot to teach a drum lesson. Okay, so let's go to 85. And I want to do an Elden Ring stream before that happens. So hopefully I can get like an hour and a half in. All right. I'll put one hand over here, other over here, so you can hear the difference. Oh, I butchered that. Oops. I need to do this again. That was bad. I think I was too slow. I'm trying to think through, like, what did I mess up? Let's try it again. I think the triplets are too slow. Hands are slowing down. All right, we're gonna do this one last time. Staying nice and loose. about to sneeze. Famous lie by every music instructor ever, especially in marching band. I'm going to do it again. I said it'll have as the last time, but it's not. I'm going to try it at 90. All right, here we go. Just for funsies, why not? Little slow there. Oops. I messed up there. Like it hit my stick to a point where like it went off on the angle, and then just completely messed up the rhythm. So let's try this again. I've got to do it. Excellent way to work on polyrhythms. Love this exercise. Why did it turn on captions? I wonder what the captions look like for this. Okay, my brain is like, nope, you're done drumming for right now. You're done doing this Rebound Canon thing. Okay, I'm going to actually go back to the website, and I'm going to do 5/4 spree, because I love that shopping spree. Woo, too far. At the end of my streams, I like to chop out working on something, just to kind of have fun. And this is one of my favorite sprees to play, so we're going to do this one. Just a note that I have not gotten a single ad while streaming today, so woot. Oh, I forgot to keep track of the BPMs and whatnot. I have this spreadsheet where I wrote out, it's like, oh, how did I do on rebound on crossovers? How did I do it on limb independence with Rebound Canon? I totally forgot. Oh well. All right, so yesterday when I did 5/4 spree, I did it at 130. Ooh. So let's start at 120. We're going to try and chop out, see how fast we can get. 120 is pretty quick. Looks bad. Why does it look bad? Love this one. So much fun. All right, let's try 125. I'm intentionally just trying to get to my breaking point. Just to push my hands. And 'cause it's fun. Ew, late. 126. See how this goes. Love it. Ah, man down. Okay, we're gonna try this at 130, which is where I tried it yesterday, apparently. I need both sticks for that. Here we go. Trying to stay relaxed and light. Woo! That's quick. Last time. Almost. Oh, wow. That was fun. All right, so that was a few different ways that you work on Rebound Canon, and then that was just me just having fun with some VK54 shopping spree. I will be on doing some Elden Ring, and then I might do some Stardew or Valheim with the wifey tonight after I do some video editing. So thanks for stopping by. If you're watching this after the fact, I hope you got something out of it. But where to find all of these free resources, just go to jaredoleary.com and go to the free drum lessons and exercises. And at the time I'm recording this, there's 833 hours worth of content, which is a lot of content. Anyways, I hope you all have a good rest of your day. If you catch